You just quit your job. Not because you had something lined up, because you couldn't do it anymore. 3 months of applications, 31 rejections, 4 interviews that went nowhere. 1 recruiter who ghosted you after the final round. You're eating cereal at 7:43 a.m. on a Tuesday. Your laptop is open. You're refreshing your inbox out of habit, not hope. Subject: Offer of employment, Tesla Inc. Base salary, $94,000. Stock options, full relocation package. You type 1 word: accepted. And right then, you realize something. You have no idea what you just said yes to. You spend the next 3 weeks reading everything. None of it prepares you for the building. Gigafactory, Texas, Austin, 1 Tesla Road. You pull up to the employee entrance at 5:48 a.m. because you set 3 alarms. The parking lot alone takes 4 minutes to walk across. The factory covers 2,500 acres along the Colorado River. It is so large that moisture condenses on the ceiling beams on cool mornings. 47 people in your onboarding group. Your manager meets you at 6 a.m. on day 1. Don't waste the opportunity. No tour, no icebreakers, no welcome lunch. Your first task is already waiting in your inbox, time-stamped 5:30 a.m. The building does not wait for you to be ready. The building does not wait for you to be ready. Your second day, they take you onto the production floor. The noise is the first thing. Then the scale. Then the smell. 3,000 robots and 20,000 humans moving in a choreography that took years to design. Every 45 seconds, 1 vehicle advances to the next station. That rhythm never breaks. It runs 20 hours a day, 5 days a week. 1,780,000 vehicles delivered in 2024 from this global operation. The Gigapress stops you completely. 6,000 tons of clamping force. It stamps the entire rear underbody of a Model Y as 1 single aluminum casting. 1 press, 80 seconds, done. The machine costs $50 million. It eliminates $2,000 of assembly labor per vehicle. You understand for the first time why Elon calls the factory the product. Your first paycheck arrives 2 weeks after you start. The offer said $94,000 annual base. After federal income tax, health insurance, dental, and 401k contribution, the deposit is $5,847. Nobody prepares you for that gap. Production associates on the floor operate on a different structure. Tesla divides factory workers into 7 pay levels. Level 1 in Austin starts at $22 an hour, $45,760 a year. In Fremont, California, the same Level 1 position starts at $25.25. Tesla raised all factory wages in January 2024 specifically to compete with UAW pressure. But senior software engineers at Tesla average between $180,000 to $220,000 base. The stock is where the real math lives. Your offer included a restricted stock unit grant, 4-year vesting, 1-year cliff. At Tesla's current valuation of roughly $800 billion, if the stock holds, year 1 vesting is worth $40,000. If it drops 40%, and it has done that too, it's worth $24,000. You'll check the stock price more than you check your messages. Everyone here does. Everyone here does. Month 2. You start reading the 10K filings at night. Total revenue 2024, $97,690 million. 3 separate businesses operating under 1 name. The automotive segment, $77,070 million. It shrank 6% year over year in 2024, the first revenue decline in Tesla's history as a public company. Deliveries dropped too, 1.78 million vehicles, down from 1.81 million in 2023. The factory didn't stop for any of it. The energy segment, $10,086 million. This division grew 67% in a single year. Almost nobody outside the company talks about it. Services, $10.54 billion, up 27% year over year and accelerating. Now, the number that genuinely stops people? Buried inside automotive revenue, one line item, regulatory credits, $2,760 million in 2024. Government emissions regulations require automakers to average a minimum fuel economy across their entire fleet. Ford, GM, Toyota, Stellantis, they can't meet it. Combustion engines won't get them there fast enough. So they buy compliance credits from companies that exceed the standard. Tesla exceeds it by definition. Every vehicle they sell is zero emission. So Ford writes Tesla a check. GM writes Tesla a check. Toyota writes Tesla a check. $2.76 billion in 2024. Zero cost of goods, zero manufacturing, pure margin. Since 2017, Tesla has collected $10.4 billion from the competitors trying to beat them. The competition is funding the company they're racing against. You read that line 3 times before it fully lands. Ford, GM, Toyota, all writing checks to the company they're trying to beat. You close the laptop. You just sit there. Some information changes how you see everything after. 11 minutes to the factory from your apartment. Badge scan at 6:08. First coffee at 6:12. Badge scan at 6:08. First coffee at 6:12. Data pull from the previous night's production run by 6:30. Your job is constraint analysis on 3 assembly lines. Every number that slows the line is a constraint. Every constraint has an owner. Your name is on 4 of them right now. It isn't chaotic. It isn't a startup. It's a factory that moves at startup speed. Accountability lands without ceremony. Find it, fix the process. Don't miss it again. Meeting over in 4 minutes. You work 50 hours most weeks, sometimes 58. Not because it's mandatory, because the culture makes 40 hours feel like you're falling behind. Your manager is in the building by 5:45 most mornings. He leaves around 7 p.m. You start matching those hours in week 3 without deciding to. Elon still sends company-wide emails. They arrive at random hours. 4 words in the subject line. Everyone who needed to understand it, understood it. By morning, every team has a response in motion. That's how a 4-word email moves a $97 billion company. April 15th, 2024. An email arrives company-wide at 6:03 a.m. Tesla is cutting more than 10% of its global workforce, over 14,000 people. Effective immediately in most cases. Access cards are deactivated before people arrive at work. Some employees find out when their badge doesn't scan. Others find the email first. Either way, there's no transition period. You arrive at 6:08 as usual. You hold your badge to the reader. Green light. You walk through and say nothing to anyone. The floor is quieter than usual that week. Meetings have empty chairs. Your Slack sidebar has names that show as deactivated. Someone on your floor left a plant behind. It sits on the empty desk for 9 days before someone moves it. Your team loses one person, a data engineer, 3 years at the company. He was good at his job. He found out by email at 6:02 a.m. This is the other side of Tesla's culture. The speed that makes it exciting is the same speed that makes it ruthless. There is no slow fade, no performance improvement plan, no 6-month warning. When Tesla decides to move, it moves at the same pace as its production line. A company that builds a car every 45 seconds makes personnel decisions at the same tempo. Most people stay because the alternative is going back to a place that moves slower. Month 7. A project lands on your desk tagged Priority 1. Full self-driving. $8,000 as a one-time option or $99 per month subscription. Still requires driver supervision as of 2025. As of early 2025, Tesla's global fleet has logged over 2 billion miles of FSD data. 2 billion miles of cameras watching roads, pedestrians, intersections, edge cases. Every mile makes the neural network marginally better. Marginally better times 7 million vehicles equals a dataset no competitor can purchase. The robotaxi launched in limited markets in 2025. No safety driver, fully autonomous, fare-based service. The internal target you see in one presentation, 1 million autonomous vehicles operating by 2026. You don't know if that's achievable. You've been here long enough to know that Tesla's targets are usually late, and that the thing still happens eventually anyway. Optimus, the humanoid robot, is in 4 locations on the factory floor near your section. They sort parts. They carry components between stations. They move with the careful deliberateness of something learning a physical world it was designed for, but hasn't fully inhabited yet. Nobody on your floor discusses whether they'll replace anyone. The conversation hasn't officially happened. But everyone has done the math quietly. Your own spreadsheet has a tab you haven't named yet. It has 3 columns: hours, tasks, unit cost. You haven't filled in the last row yet. Quarter 4. You rotate onto a cross-functional project, Megapack Deployment Analysis. Megapack is Tesla's industrial battery. 1 unit stores 3.9 megawatt hours of electricity, enough to power 3,600 homes for 1 hour. Utilities buy them to store solar and wind energy. In 2024, Tesla deployed 31.4 gigawatt hours of storage. That's a 244% increase from 2022. The division generated $10,086 million in revenue, with margins significantly higher than automotive. A Megapack doesn't need a service center. It doesn't have a warranty claim from a fender bender. It sits in a field in Arizona or a port facility in Australia and charges and discharges under remote software management. Your team in Austin monitors 14 active grid contracts from 2 monitors on 1 desk. The company most people are debating on social media is the automotive company. The company actually growing fastest is the one putting batteries next to power substations in 14 countries. Tesla is not transitioning to clean energy. Tesla already is an energy company. The cars are just the most visible part of it. Most people driving a Tesla have never heard of Megapack. But the grid that charged their car last night might have run through one. Year 1 ends on a Wednesday. Your RSU cliff vests that morning. $38,400 of Tesla stock added to your brokerage account. You take no time off to celebrate. There's a constraint report due at noon. But you sit in your car in the parking lot for 10 minutes before going inside? You think about the 31 rejections. The recruiter who disappeared after the final round. The serial at 7:43 a.m. The one word you typed back. You think about the GigaPress stamping a car body in 80 seconds. The badge that went green when others didn't. The 14,000 people who left in April and the plant on the empty desk for 9 days. You think about Ford writing Tesla a check for $2.76 billion last year just to stay compliant. And the 2 billion miles of road data training a system that might make the car obsolete. Tesla is not what people argue about online.
The real company is a production system that treats inefficiency the way the line treats downtime, as something to be eliminated immediately without sentiment.
Your badge still works. Your stock is up 11% from grant price. You have a year 2 conversation next week. You don't know what it will say. The company moves too fast for anyone to know what comes next.